Hey, what's up? This is Insult. I'm gonna talk to you about the Zelda 2 glitch run and try to explain what's going on as best as I can. What made me want to do this version was that I was checking out if you could get through the final palace with just the fairy spell, and I found out about a trick along the way. I'll point it out to you when I get there, and that was the trick that made me want to do a new version. I figured instead of improving the run by just the 2 seconds that one trick would save, I might as well test every other route I could think of, and Maximus's TAS editor was really helpful. It let me copy and paste big chunks of the various tests together. So right here, I'm going to get the jump spell, and you need the jump spell to get up to the door where you learn the downstab technique. And there is a way to get through the final palace without downstab, but you need the fairy spell, and that takes out a lot of magic. You have to die to refill your meter, and you have to double back to get the water of the life from the swamp after getting the hammer, so it's a whole lot slower. Here I'm getting doing the healer glitch, and thanks to Duedit and HHS at the forum, I kind of understand what's going on a lot better than I did a few days ago. When you talk to the townsperson at the right time, she'll forget where she is and will enter the door in the wrong direction, and you'll end up in a place normally not meant to be in the game. Link goes into a house within a house within a house, and the game tries to remember where you came from, but overwrites the normal screen transition information. And because the left exit has been changed, the screen doesn't scroll fully to the left when you try to go backwards. You're supposed to go to the left out of the room, but you'll be regarded as being to the right, and you will go to whatever exit's mapped to the bottom exit of the screen. So it leads to some pretty weird warps. Here on the overworld to Palace 2, wait 4 frames to manipulate enemies along the way. I don't think you would notice that. I kind of hit it a little bit. And you need to come here to get the glove, and there's no way I know of getting through the final palace without the glove. It's pretty much mandatory for this run. And inside of Palace 2, right here, I wait 7 frames to manipulate the enemies here in this part of the overworld. And even so, I couldn't find a way to get past this enemy battle coming up. There's 2 kinds of enemy groups that appear on the overworld. The one's based on steps, and that's pretty easy to deal with. You just wait a frame, and they spawn in a different spot. You can make them appear out of the way. But the other one is based on how much time you spend on the overworld, and those groups always spawn in the same relationship to Link, no matter how much you wait, unless you wait in a place where they don't spawn, like in a level or on the path. And it's really complicated because your walking speed is half, so you can't outrun enemies, and on the swamp, the timed enemies appear at a higher rate than they do on other terrain. It's pretty much a nightmare. Right there, I just took a hit. I take that hit because I have to die in this room, and taking a hit there makes it faster here because I don't have to manipulate an axe. And if you don't die there, the glitch activates and you end up somewhere in the middle of the cave maze here. And right there, I just went to the north of that rock, walked around it, and that was the first trick I found that made me want to redo the run. It saves like 6 steps on the overworld. It's about 2 seconds worth of savings. So I skipped from, West Hyrule to East Hyrule. It basically cuts out the entirety of the game. Might as well tell you about how left and right movement works. When you walk normally, Link accelerates to his top speed, and then acceleration stops. But when you press left and right at the same time, Link's speed is set above his normal cap. So you can accelerate indefinitely, and if you accelerate too much, you wrap it, and you end up going in the opposite direction at a high speed. So the trick is to accelerate as much as possible and then never decelerate, and that's why I jump so much here. Jumping in the air, you don't decelerate at all. So if you jump on the first frame every time, you never decelerate. And pressing forward every other frame, that works as well. But I don't use that too often. I should have probably used it more. Tried to mix it up a little bit. And as for the route through this palace, Gigafrost really did a lot of the work. I just basically stole it. Well, I'll say I borrowed it. And I never really found a better route than he did. I found a few better solutions to the rooms, but well, take that as you will. And I just basically, well, this Dark Link fight, I suspect the first hit you can get a couple frames earlier. And if you set up the last hit better, you might be able to stop the movie input sooner. But basically that's how you do Zelda 2 minus all the parts where you actually have to play any